Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel has complicated Russian policy in the Middle East. The Kremlin has had cordial ties to Hamas and Iran. Tehran has provided Hamas financial and material support. But Putin has also cultivated close ties with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Russian TV presenter Vladimir Solovyov, whom the U.S. State Department has called a Russian propagandist, said he cannot sympathize with, quote, Palestine, adding, one cannot fight for the righteous cause with unlawful means. Since Hamas's attack on Israel, Russian state media has been caught between competing geopolitical alliances, says Ksenia Kirillova, an investigative journalist and analyst with the Jamestown Foundation.
Since they are fighting Nazism in Ukraine, they need to involve loyal Jews in that. So they need Israelis to strengthen their idea about Nazis in Ukraine. But we know they would never radically condemn Hamas and other such groups because, yes, they are Russia's allies.
Kirillova says Russian state media has consistently accused the U.S. of ignoring UN resolutions, recognizing the Palestinian people's right to an independent state, and claimed that has made violence inevitable. So Kirillova says the primary Russian state media narrative is that the U.S. harmed both Israel and Moscow, and Russia needs to be brought back into the regional peacekeeping process. Russia also welcomes the distraction from Ukraine, says Kirillova.
The main narrative is happiness over Ukraine receiving less attention in the near future. On top of that, the state media insists American military arsenals are stretched fairly thin, and the country won't be able to help Israel and Ukraine equally. And that might lead to a rift inside the U.S.
Yet both the U.S. and Europe have reassured Ukraine the aid would keep coming. Kirillova says Russian propaganda is focused on creating the sense that wars are raging everywhere and it's the West's fault.
They want to show how international institutions are dead and it's America's fault. The U.S. failed to keep the world at peace, and they are to blame for starting conflicts.
Russian state media couldn't resist picking at Russians who, after Russia invaded Ukraine, left their home country for Israel. State TV channels have even advised these people to arm themselves and go protect their new motherland. Ksenia Turkova for VOANews, Washington.